Hello, friends. So, today's idea, which I want to share with you, is that right now it seems most cosmologists are suggesting that the universe is infinite. So, if the universe is infinite, and the immensity of the universe is really unimaginable, then we are faced with a very interesting idea, and that is that the universe is a mode of appearance in and to awareness, not an independently existing thing outside it. The one fact, never in doubt, is that there is awareness of experience. Every cosmos, theory, object, or body is known only as a content of awareness. You never meet a universe except as seeing, thinking, imagining, measuring, or inferring, all of which are events within consciousness, not outside it. So, if the universe is infinite, it already posits an unbounded expanse in thought and perception, which themselves are finite gestures arising in awareness. So non-dual philosophies flip the usual picture. What is truly without limit is consciousness itself. And the infinite universe is one way that limitlessness is symbolically represented in experience. So, in this view, the mind imagines an external infinity because it dimly intuits the boundlessness of the aware presence in which both mind and universe appear. So, of course, to say it exists only in imagination, the universe, can sound like dismissing the universe as subjective fantasy. But actually, classical non-dual positions are subtler. According to these traditions, the universe has no reality independent of consciousness. Its reality is experienced, and as experienced is the reality of consciousness presenting itself in a particular patterned way. So when I say imagination, it points to the universe being a modulation of awareness, not a separate mind-independent stuff. So Advaita Vedanta explains the illusion of an infinite universe by saying what seems to be an endlessly extended cosmos is Brahman, consciousness, universal consciousness, appearing through Maya as space-time and multiplicity without ever ceasing to be non-dual consciousness. So Advaita starts from Brahman, infinite, indivisible, attributeless reality, the only thing that is absolutely real, referred to as Satya. Maya is the power or principle by which that one Brahman appears as a world of separate objects in space and time, without actually becoming many. From the standpoint of Brahman, there is no universe out there. There is only consciousness appearing as if there were a universe. So illusion in Advaita does not mean that the universe is a total non-entity. It means it is not real in the same way Brahman is, in the same way as consciousness is. The classical formula is Brahman is real, the world is mithya, dependent rather than absolutely real, nor sheer nothing. And the individual self is not different from Brahman. The cosmos is thus like a dream relative to the dreamer, experientially present, pragmatically valid, but ontologically dependent on the substratum of awareness. Space-time and number, the very frameworks in which we call the universe infinite, are themselves products of Maya. When the one undivided reality is misapprehended, it appears as extended space, flowing time, countless entities, which mind then projects as a possibly boundless or infinite universe. So from the non-dual standpoint, it is not that a separate infinite universe exists, but that the infinitude of Brahman is being misconstrued as an infinite cosmos, spread out before a separate observer. Advaita is clear that true infinity belongs only to Brahman, not to an object, realm, or cosmos. Debates within the tradition about whether the manifested universe is finite or infinite always end with the point that you cannot meaningfully separate universe from Brahman and then ascribe independent finitude or infinitude to it. At most, one can say that what appears as the universe is a partial conditioned appearance within the limitless reality that is actually never divided. The illusion of an infinite universe persists because of avidya, ignorance of one's identity with Brahman, which makes awareness identify as a finite body-mind looking out on a vast external world. As long as that misidentification holds, the scale and mystery of the universe appear out there. When it dissolves, the same appearance is known as nothing but the play of one's own self, never other than pure consciousness. So if you relate to this, here's a meditation. Gently close your eyes. Feel the simple fact. Experiences happening here. Sensation, sound, breath, subtle mood, all appearing effortlessly. Notice the breath, not to control it, but to witness it. In-breath arising on its own, out-breath dissolving on its own. Let the breath be a soft anchor, not a task. As you rest with the breath, invite the body to soften. Soften the forehead, jaw, soften the throat, the chest, belly. Let the weight of the body be fully given to the support beneath you. Now become curious about everything that appears in this moment. There is a sense of room, a room or environment. Though your eyes are closed, some impression of space is here. There are sounds near and far. There are body sensations, pressure, temperature, subtle vibration. Perhaps there are thoughts, words, images, ideas. Recognize all of this is your present universe. Everything you call world or cosmos is right now showing itself as this field of experience. Let that sink in. You never actually meet a universe outside of this appearing. Rather than focusing on any particular object, sound, sensation, thought, sense the entire field in which they arise. Now, notice how sounds come and go inside a quiet background of awareness. Sensations arise, shift and fade in that same openness. Thoughts, even thoughts about galaxies and infinity, appear as small ripples in that same knowing. Ask gently, what is it that knows all of this? Not as an intellectual question, but as a pointer. Let attention relax away from objects and rest in the simple fact of knowing. You do not need to see this knower as a thing. It is not an object. It is the clear, open presence in which every object appears. Now allow a thought of the infinite universe to arise, perhaps an image of endless space, stars stretching without limit. Notice that image is small, just a passing picture in the mind. The idea of infinity is just that, an idea, a subtle vibration appearing in awareness. Now sense the paradox. The content that pretends to represent infinity is finite. One little appearance now in this aware space. The mind says, universe, boundless, endless, but the actual experience is just this moment's image, this moment's thought. Let that thought dissolve. Notice that when it goes, awareness remains. The knowing outlives every image of the cosmos. Now imagine the entire physical universe, billions of galaxies, actually trillions, unimaginable distances. Feel the awe. It arises. Then gently notice this entire universe is present for you only as a thought, a felt sense, a subtle visualization. All of that is occurring within the same single field of knowing. Let yourself feel the universe is not outside this knowing. Every star, every galaxy, every law of physics you can imagine appears as a modification of experience. Even the idea of something existing independently out there is just another appearance in this luminous field. Ask quietly inside. Ask quietly. Does this awareness have an edge? Can I find a boundary where awareness stops and something else begins? Look carefully. You may notice that any boundary you find itself a perception or a thought, another appearance in awareness. The field itself is edgeless, centerless. Let's translate the teaching into felt experience. Brahman, the formless aware presence right now, silent, open, ungraspable, yet undeniable. Maya, the play of appearances within it, body, room, world, universe, past, future, me, others. Notice how every appearance is changing. Sensations shift, sounds come and go, thoughts flicker, yet the basic fact of awareness does not flicker with each change. It is like the screen on which countless images appear and disappear, without the screen itself ever becoming an image. Okay? Just like this, what you're watching. This will come and go, but the screen will remain. Rest as that screen-like presence, not as a position you hold, but as a simple recognition. I am the knowing of all this, not a single thing known. From here, see if you can feel this. The universe is not denied. It is honored as a shimmering display within this presence. Its apparent infinity is like the richness of a dream, vast within its own terms, yet entirely dependent on the dreamer. Now gently examine the sense of being a small observer inside this vast universe. There's a poem of Rumi. He says, I'm so small. How can this whole universe be inside of me? But it is, because you're not small. You're the infinite formless. Your body might be small. Your mind might be small. So where is the boundary between inside me and outside me? Is a sound outside, or is it simply an appearance in awareness? Is a thought inside, or is it also just an appearance in the same awareness? Notice that both inside and outside are labels applied to experiences that arise in one indivisible field. In this direct seeing, the split between me in here and infinite universe out there begins to soften. Let yourself rest in the intuition. There's only awareness and its play of appearances. The infinite universe is one mode of that play, not something separate from what you are. For a few moments, drop all practices and questions. No need to analyze, no need to label anything as Brahman, Maya, self, or world. Let sounds come and go. Let sensations come and go. Let thoughts come and go. Stay as the silent, open witnessing in which they all rise and fall. If a thought appears, I'm doing this well, I'm not getting it, see that thought too as just another cloud in the sky of awareness. The sky is untouched by any cloud. Here allow a subtle recognition. What you are as awareness is not finite. You cannot find its edges. You cannot put it in a box. The sense of limit belongs only to objects, never to this aware presence. In that recognition, the illusion of an infinite universe is seen as a beautiful story, a shimmering dream of vastness inside what is truly boundless, consciousness itself. Begin to notice the breath again. Feel the body more clearly, the contact with the chair or cushion, the temperature of the air on your skin. Allow the sense of a room, a world to come back into focus. But see if you can also notice that nothing changed in awareness, only the content shifted. The same unbounded presence in which cosmos appeared is now hosting room, body, and day. When you're ready, slowly open your eyes. Let your gaze rest softly on whatever is in front of you. See if you can recognize what you are seeing. This very scene is just another appearance in the same limitless awareness you tasted in meditation. Carry this quiet intuition with you. The universe you move through is not separate from the awareness that you are. Its immensity is a reflection, a play, a shimmering expression of your own immeasurable self. This is the reality. Infinite universe, boundless awareness. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. Aham Brahmasmi. Tattvamasi.